Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of it. It just so happens that I love God and I love theology. I like to meditate because I want to become a better principled person. You don't have to be perfect. Choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin as whom you serve, and love yourself. Because if you love yourself, if no one else loves you, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself. Because if you give up on yourself and, then what? Always love yourself, Always love yourself. For those of you just tuning in, I focus out of three major religious texts. The Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist paperback called The Shape of Suffering. Without no this, there's no that. And everything we say and do has an effect on our senses. I try to rotate each text twice a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate each day. We're back in the rotation for the Bible, and I'm in Mark chapter 3, and I'm going to pick it back up at verse 9. And I don't know when I'm going to stop, but I'll list the ending verse. We're starting at Mark chapter 3, verse 9. And he spake to his disciples that a small ship should wait on him because of the multitude, lest they should throng him. For he had healed many, so much that they pressed upon him for to touch him, as many as had plagues. And unclean spirits, when they saw him, fell down before him and cried, saying, Thou art the Son of God. And he straitly charged them that they should not make him known. And he goeth up into a mountain and calleth unto him whom he would, and they came unto him. And he ordained 12 that they should be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach, and to have power to heal sickness, and to cast out devils. And Simon he surnamed Peter, and James the son of Zebedee, and John the brother of James, and he surnamed them, if I don't say this correctly, Boanerges. I know that's not right. Boanerges, whatever, which is the sons of thunder, and Andrew and Philip and Bartholomew and Matthew and Thomas and James the son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus and Simon of Canaanite and Judas Iscariot, which also betrayed him. And they went into the house, and the multitude cometh together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. And when his first friend heard of it, they went out to lay hold on him, for they said, He is beside himself. And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said, He hath Beelzebub, and by the prince of the devils casteth he out devils. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Let's see what time it is. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. Verily I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of men, and blasphemies wherein soever they shall blaspheme. But he that shall blaspheme against the Holy Ghost hath never forgiveness, but is in danger of eternal damnation. Because they said he hath an unclean spirit, they came then his brethren and his mother, and standing without, sent unto him, calling him. Sorry, I know this sounds choppy, sorry. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? And he looked round about on them which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother.